Welcome everyone, Costin here with a discussion about Skrag the Slaughterer's new campaign in Total War Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires patch 6.0 coming alongside Omens of Destruction DLC. Certain things have changed for the ogres and for Skrag in particular. You have a starting camp that is a tier 2 camp that allows you to recruit ogre bulls with dual weapons from the very beginning. You also have a tier 2 minor settlement that allows you to also recruit ogre bulls with dual weapons and also get access to the new bruiser. So that's already a change in terms of how his start is, but oh boy is there more. I'd probably recommend fighting that battle manually because you'll gain more meat for Skrag, which you can then put into that camp to start building stuff up for that camp. So I would just go fight this battle. You can auto-resolve this one, but loot and occupy it or just sack it. You may benefit from looting and occupying it just because you would get a rebellion then. And here's the thing, there is a fairly high chance that there will be something over here, like a treasure pile in the sea, right here next to your starting position. Now you can then take that treasure pile next to your starting position. Research-wise, probably recommend going for the camp limit because you have a good amount of growth in your initial province. And in point of fact, it goes even further than that. The grazing pastures now give you butcher recruitment. So you get unit mass for all armies, and you get butchers, which means you can get casualty replenishment fairly quickly in this particular campaign. You also start with a hunter. You have a bruiser from the very beginning of the campaign, so that just means that the only hero you need to unlock in this particular campaign through a structure that you don't have easy access to from the very beginning would be a Firebelly. I mean, technically you can actually get the Firebelly fairly quickly as well if you want to. You just have to give up that butcher. I probably recommend going for that butcher. Now, you also have that rogue, that pirate faction over there, though that's a pretty powerful fleet that or powerful army that they do have. I'd probably not recommend charging in right here. But here, there is a chance, a pretty decent chance, that you might get a bell, which would give you a good amount of meat that you could use. Or you might just get some campaign benefit or something along those lines. So depends on how the RNG works with regards to all of that for you. There is more on this subject though. Skrag is just getting started though with all of this. So his faction effects grant powerful rewards based on the number of offerings to the Maw, meat gained from battles, campaign movement range, Lord and Hero recruit rank for Slaughter Masters and Butchers, which you can recruit quite a few of these butchers because you have 2 settlements in your initial province that give you access to butchers and butcher capacity once you get them to tier 3. Whether or not you want to rush both of them, that is a different discussion. But then you have the offers to the Grey Maw. The more you have, the more benefits you'll get faction-wide. So it's the top meter over here. So you get the Path of the Butcher top skill. Like I guess this is based on epidemias, but unlike epidemias, this is actually good. So you get a number of ability uses to summon gorgers in battles, and these gorgers, when you summon them, they're like the Ogre Hall gave this kind of ability, and it was freaking scary. I guess they were inspired a bit by that. Winds of Magic cost minus 5%, but the second tier, which only requires 4, which you can just literally get with Skrag. And these offerings are cheaper for Skrag. The second tier gives you further Winds of Magic cost reduction, meat gain from battles, Simmering Pot ability, so huge stationary area of effect, strong versus multiple units. Still keep that Gorger Onslaught ability. So what this means for Skrag is that he is in a position in his campaign to, like, the Border Princes, whatever, right? And what you decide to do after that, however, is going to be important. Now, You don't have a lot of ogres next to you, so you can't take advantage of the Ogre Confederation mechanic. But you do have one ogre faction next to you. The bounties you might get initially may not necessarily be the very best bounties in the world, right? So these, but you at least can abandon bounty contracts if you so desire. So just gonna take the settlement, sack it for more meat. You could occupy these settlements, maybe gain more meat for the rebellion, or just skip dealing with that altogether, like I just did over here. Get more growth. Lots and lots of growth over here from this specific province that you can easily get access to, and potentially quite a bit of money as well. So there's a good amount of capability over here that you may have access to. Unfortunately, you also have a border with Gorbad, and chances are he's gonna deal with the Scabby Eye, you know, very quickly over there. So you know, you may not want to fight him. You can get some money from various agreements over here. You can decide to deal with the border princes, though that would put you in range of Belagar. Or you can deal with Barak Var and make friends with Gorbad. Or just go smash Gorbad to pieces, if that is what you want. There are decisions that you can make over here with respect to all of it. Bear in mind, be careful about the dwarves over here, because they might just prove to be a genuine annoyance that you're dealing with. So just be careful. Might make a step-by-step guide. I probably would focus on the magic as opposed to units, because you don't want gorgers, and it's not worth investing in skills that you won't freaking use in your campaign. So yeah, that's going to be pretty fast to get access to a butcher, then Firebelly. You're going to be able to get access to all the ogre heroes relatively quickly in this campaign. And yeah, you can transfer some of the meat right here. Be careful with this though. You know, just be mindful of the consequences of making certain decisions that you may want to generate some meat over here, or get access to, you know, a Firebelly if you so desire that, because you can through the camp if you're investing in it. Or I don't know, make friends with Gorbad. That's, as I said, that is an option. Beat the greenskins up, take their stuff, that kind of situation. Gorbad is likely going to end up in a war with Barak Var anyway, so yeah, you can just go into the green pastures of the Empire. Or you can do this. Fight the dwarves. Ogres are pretty damn good at sieges, and you got gorgers that you can summon in battle. Suffice to say, you know, like, oh, we get the contract for Karazakarak, right? That's pretty damn good. Something that we can use. And being able to use tunneling in this location is also freaking fantastic in a lot of damn ways in this particular campaign. So lots of flexibility that you get. Like this army, you know, might not show it in the auto resolve, but yeah, this army would absolutely freaking crush the dwarves over here. No problem, no discussion. And get a lot of meat in the process as well. And then yeah, make friends with Gorbad, because why the hell not, right? The one downside I would dare say with respect to all of this is you can't recruit units. You can't recruit units into a camp and then transfer them over. Now, in terms of his Lord effects and special skill line, you get an offer to the Great Maw, cost minus 50%. That's why they're 10 as opposed to 20. Devastating Flanker for Gorgers. Minus 20% upkeep for various monster units. Gorger Onslaught, which summons those Gorgers. You then get skill line at 10. That it's shared with Slaughter Masters, so I believe Slaughter Masters can only get one of these. So let me just check, you know, at the Slaughter Master over here, farther. Yes, clearly. But yeah, with Slaughter Masters, you can only get one of these. With Skrag, you can get all of these. It's similar to Grease's being able to upgrade, to get all those Tyrant upgrades that you would otherwise have to choose from. Then at rank 12, you get melee attack, melee defense, terror for Gorgers, and then, you know, the melee attack, melee defense for other units as well. Melee attacks, thundering attacks, weapon strength, spell intensity, cooldown to spells, winds of magic. There's a lot of magic that he can do. Offered to the Grey Maw, cost minus 20% faction-wide. I imagine stacking with his Lord effect. 5% campaign movement range, average success chance, and chance of intercepting an army. And then winds of magic cost for the Maw, minus 6 or 8 for the upgraded spell. So this is the Maw spell, huge explosion area. So he's all about magic and power with magic.
No one else touch it.
It is something else, isn't it, in this specific campaign. So good amount of power, good amount of magical power, lots of offerings to the Maw. What do you decide to do with regards to this? Well, you shouldn't worry too much about the Border Princes, I gotta tell you. I mean, you can do so, but defending this particular campaign area is kind of not worth it. I mean, there's resources. You won't generate as much money from trade as, say, you know, Grease's would. But on the flip side, you do have more flexibility in your campaign than Grease's does, which is pretty damn good, not gonna lie. So what, multiple contracts for Gorbat? That sounds good. That sounds really good. I think I'll take it. With regards to all of that. So yeah, get the meat, transfer it over to the camp, get the camp to a higher level, all that good stuff. And just get more offers to the Grey Maw. And beat up the dwarves, because why not? Why the heck not? Make friends with the greenskins. Quite seriously. Like, it's interesting that he doesn't have a starting war with Karazak. But yeah, I guess it is an expected outcome. Now, what's interesting here was something worth pointing out here. You got the Feastmaster faction. That shares a border with you, right there. So you could potentially, one of the things you can do, you can go hire mercenaries from them. So man-eaters in particular would be pretty damn useful. Not that you have an overwhelming need for man-eaters, considering, you know, your starting situation, but hey, it's just an extra lovely benefit that you can take advantage of. But yeah, Skrag can defeat Karazak, in particular because Karazak, you might want to abandon a lot of your initial contracts until you get something similar to this. The reason he can beat Karazak is because where's Forgrim going to be? He's not going to be as his freaking capital, I can tell you that much. And then you can take all that lovely territory. Like, Forgrim and the garrison, maybe a bit much. Though, in a field battle with magic and gorgers and all that good stuff, yeah, maybe that's winnable. But the real key, I would dare say, with respect to all of this, the genuine key right there is more so going to be related to being able more so being able to just like take advantage of the fact Forgrim is going to be away in another direction right here. And yeah, you can use all the money right here to, you know, finance your economy. Maybe get some trade agreements going as well. Like, that's one of the problems with allying dwarves. With allying greenskins, is that You can't trade with greenskins, unfortunately. You may want to trade with greenskins. You may want to trade. Right there. But, you know, that army... Ogres are particularly great in Siege because of their Siege, their wall breaker ability that they do have. So there are options available. So you get big name. Remember, big names do stack. And then, yeah, you can do this. I'd probably recommend fighting him on his own because you can take advantage of all the economic benefits right here. And yes, quite seriously, you can even get these kind of offerings as benefits. And if you were able to push it further over here, in terms of those kind of offerings, that would be pretty damn good. Yeah, Fire Belly, unlock that, unlock other things. Then go defeat Forgrim right here in this specific campaign. Easy enough to do, actually do. And just keep feeding food over here. Keep those offerings, like with these kind of offerings, and it's easy enough to get this. Like, you just need 3 armies. It doesn't matter what quality those armies have. You just need to have those kind of, you just need to have a certain number of armies in order to make this work. But this is only one option. You could just as easily, you know, go after Belegar if you want to. Various decisions. Now, the reason I say don't worry about the border princes is that, yes, your victory condition does require that, but Arnissa exists. Ikeclaw exists. I will not be worried about border princes surviving for a fairly long period of time, because they will not survive for a long period of time. So just kind of worth pointing out that aspect out.
Bring the meat to the chop house.
So yeah, just some contracts dealt with right there. Lots of benefits, lots of money, lots of power from it. Though contracts can also be pretty bad. So yeah, it's a better campaign. Whereas Greece is focused on forging a massive empire, you're focused on having a lot of magical abilities and various army buffs. So you might have a really powerful elite army as the ogres, maybe the most powerful elite army of the ogres. Cosine signing out. Stay tuned for more.